Hey guys, welcome back to the Circleville YouTube channel. I thought for this video today we're just going to do a little bit of yard work, and it'll also work as an update to my electric wood chipper. Show you guys how that thing's working, the Harbor Freight one, and the pole saw. So I thought it'd be a little interesting to do. You're looking at the willow tree that fell. If you watched my inside track clip video, I showed you pictures of what this looked like the morning that I saw it, and how much of it I've got cleaned up so far. Everything I did so far was just with that electric pole saw. I haven't gotten out my actual chainsaw yet. But I mean, some of that stuff's so big, there ain't no way I'm getting that. It's way over my head, and that's way more than 10 feet. So, and my ass is not getting on a ladder with the pole saw and trying to cut that, because I got bad experiences falling off ladders. But anyways, we're going to work on this thing a little bit. And also, well, you can't see it from here. You can see I got the wood chipper. I got a little pile there. We'll talk about it in a second. We might cut that tree there down, depending on how much time I got. That's dead. All the pile right there is all from the willow tree. And it's stuff that's pretty dried out. It's not green anymore. It was dead pieces. And all of it should at least partially be able to be handled by that wood chipper. Not fully, but you'll see what I mean. We'll record it. Maybe one of these days I'll do a whole yard tour. You know, I've lived at this property for about 7 years now, and it's just one of those things I wish I would have recorded what it looked like when I first moved here, just because so many things have already changed. So I might start doing a few videos of like doing stuff around the yard and everything. I think there's a segment of subscribers who would enjoy seeing it, but also just for myself, so I can see progress, or what's the opposite of progress? Regression of my yard. I was going to show you the only part that's left of the tree, and you can see this big crack in it. Might be too dark, let me see. Well, it might be too dark, but there's a big ass crack in there. So when I was cleaning this thing up, I kept looking at that thing, especially today being a little windy, thinking, do not stand under this. I'm assuming the rest of it's gonna fall, and we got power lines right there, so I'm hoping that some of it doesn't fall this direction, because that could be a headache too. But here's some more of the tree that fell. So a lot of cleanup, and it kind of sucks because there was tons of yard work I wanted to do this year, and we're only in the beginning of May, and I've already had 2 trees fall, so it's kind of like, yeah, I'm getting stuff done, getting stuff cleaned up, but it wasn't stuff I had planned on doing to begin with, so all this time is really just getting me back to ground zero once it's all done. That tree's dead too, by the way. Emerald ash borer bastards. Alright guys, let's get this wood chipper out first, chip up this pile as best we can. I got a couple hours, so we'll see how much we can get done. Right there, just shut off, stop it. Right there gives you an idea. I know people are gonna say, oh, it's dried or whatever, but if it says it can chip 1.5 inches, then it needs to damn chip 1.5 inches. I don't want all these stipulations. Oh, it has to be green, it has to be this type of wood, it has to be this. No, it says 1.5 inches. If it fits in the hole, then it should chip it. Anyways, it's about as far as we're gonna go on that one. I should have brought something to throw all these pieces that aren't gonna chip. Anyways, we'll keep going. And that happens once in a while. So, a couple things I'll show you while we're here. I cut out, just with my little pruners one day when I was sitting here, the little rubber flaps that keep things from shooting out. So once in a while you'll see crap fly out the top. But the problem is, if a stick gets jammed and jams up the motor, and you got to pull it out, like if it's long enough that you can reach it up here, then when you pulled up, the rubber would bind and it would get even more jammed up, so you couldn't get it out. So I just got pissed and took the whole thing off. So then when you're clearing out the jams, you got to take this screw from the handle thing, and it takes fucking forever. There's way too many threads. You got to screw it in too far. It's a pain in the ass. I still got to change something about that, but as you can see, the piece that jammed it up. Now, one thing when it's jammed, sometimes it gets wedged in there to where you can't do anything. If you spin the blades that way, it'll be easier to pull it out and clear it. So then the other thing I do is, once you get this going, I turn the machine on, and I only thread it in until the machine turns on. I don't screw it all the way in. It just takes too damn long. Alright, first bucket full. Make sure my microphone's on. First bucket full. That's what I have left. That's the stuff that it just wouldn't handle. Well, we're jammed up again. Let's see what did it. Spend 10 minutes unthreading this. Got that little guy. That little guy. This is all just one piece that kind of split up, but yeah, not impressive. Jammed again. Let's see what it was this time. I think it was a pencil, a toothpick, some equally unimpressive object. That was the size of the piece that got it this time. Really what happens is you got this like kind of stringy stuff, and it gets between the two cutting, the blade, whatever, it gets jammed. Just this part of it. It could be anything this thin. The other thing is, don't try and put like I forgot, someone told me today what they're called, but I forgot. The like leaf, vine, sprout shit things. Don't even try and put that in there, because it just clogs it up immediately. It gets wrapped around the shaft in the center and just fucks it all up. You know what happened. Look at that cute little thing that jammed it all up. Look how cute that little thing is. Jam this piece of shit. This is almost like a game. What was it this time? There you go. That's what jammed her up this time. So I got tired of recording the jams because I figured it was getting redundant, but then I pulled this one out and I thought you guys would really appreciate that. So that little guy jammed it all up. Alright, So that's where the pile was. That's where the pile is now. Does that even look any smaller? Definitely can't be bigger, I can tell you that much, but that's all the stuff the chipper couldn't get, so probably gonna get my trailer over here just so I can throw it all on that Harbor Freight 4x8 trailer, and then we'll start messing with one of these other trees, cutting some of it down, which means electric pole saw time. Here we go. We got the old pole saw there on the Harbor Freight trailer. Here's the bad boulder we gotta cut down. You know, one thing about doing the wood chipper thing is stuff just takes so much longer. It's much easier just to cut it, throw it in something, burn it, do whatever the hell you're gonna do with it. With that chipper, spend over an hour with just that little pile. Mostly because it gets jammed up and you gotta clean it out and all that. And hopefully you guys can hear me. It's windy as shit, and that's why I'm not burning any of this today. I'm just gonna throw it in the trailer and let it sit. When I looked at my phone, it was supposed to be like 20-mile-an-hour winds, and even though the burn pile is really secluded, check it out over here. I mean, my burn pile is not really near anything, but it's windy enough that I don't want to have to deal with it. So. Alright guys, let's get you a little closer and let's start cutting some stuff down. I haven't done anything with the pole saw. You saw I cut the stuff up that laid in the driveway the other day, and I showed you the willow tree that I cut up. I haven't sharpened it, I haven't changed the chain. One person in the comments complained that theirs leaked oil. First couple times I used it, mine didn't at all, but I noticed the last time I had it in the garage and I just pulled it out for this video that it did leak a little bit, so maybe something to keep an eye on. Well guys, I think that counts as a full trailer. And one thing that I've learned about doing all this crap around here is once the trailer's full, you call it a day, because otherwise you're forever making piles. Make a pile over here, then just next week pick it up and move it over here and move it over there, and it's too windy for me to do any burning today, so we're calling it quits. We're done.